Do you want that promotion at work, but want to get that promotion or that position of authority without screwing over your coworkers or being a kiss ass to your boss? In this video, I'm going to give you ways to rise up in your job for that promotion or that position of authority in a humble and fulfilling way. Number one, think of your team. That first one is, how can you think of the business in the long term? What can you do right now to help the business long term? For example, if you're in the administrative side and you're completing Excel sheets, what can you do with the Excel sheet to make it easier for the next man, and so on down the line? What can you do to make that part or that process easier and much better and more efficient for the next person? Now, when it comes to that, there's two ways you have to think about it. Thinking of yourself versus thinking of the team. Thinking of yourself is things like, maybe as soon as I get this done, I can go home earlier. First, thinking of the team is, maybe if I get this done, I can go help Bob. I can go help Bob finish his earlier, and so we can both go home earlier. In order to rise in that promotion at work, you have to be humble and show that unselfishness and think of others instead of yourself. That team mindset, it will help the whole team win, in turns help the organization win itself. So for you, how can you help your coworkers' life be easier? How can you help them make their tasks easier? I know sometimes there are those coworkers who kind of slow, right? They don't pick up things easily. They don't accomplish the task as fast as you. But what can you do to help them out? Because once you figure that part out, when you do rise to that promotion of authority, they will see that it's because you are a humble guy and you deserve it, instead of you being an asshole and you just doing it for yourself. The next one is build relationships. Start with your coworkers and then your boss. Get to actually know them, actually know who they are, and build that trust. Don't talk about work all the time. Talk about stuff outside of work. For example, what movie they go see, what's their favorite food, what's their hobbies. Don't just focus on work all the time, because no one wants to think about work 24/7, honestly. But also, don't get it confused with manipulation as well. It's like you actually have to care about getting to know somebody, because intent has a smell. What does that mean? If you intend on using somebody in order to gain that permission of authority at work, then in turn, they would think that you just been fake. That makes sense. Where if you actually care about them and you actually want to get to know them, then they will know that you're not doing it for manipulation. You're doing it because you actually care about them. The goal should always be to form good relationships, whether with your coworkers or your boss, to help you complete tests easier and faster and make it easier for the company and your team. Also, the more you get to know your boss, the less he'll question you about things that may be outside of your control. That makes sense. That third one is focus on quality work and execute consistently. The small details matter. Care about them. Whether it's putting in the last few numbers of a spreadsheet that you know you don't need, but you want to do it because you know that matters. Or it could be something as you mop on the floor. Make that floor the best mop floor that you can ever do. Follow the rules that were given to you to build that trust. So if your boss is assigning you to do something and he give you like a set guideline of how to do it, don't go outside the rules. If you need help, simply ask. People tend to go through struggles and things thinking that it will help them out because they think people want to see them grind through it, when actually in reality, all you have to do is ask. It shows that you're not too arrogant to ask questions and actually care about doing a good job. Not for promotion, not for recognition, but just care. Because in the end, it will be positive for yourself. So if your boss asks you to do something like take up an extra shift or clean up this trash, do it. No harm, no foul. That's how you build trust with your boss. If your coworkers ask you to complete a task, complete the task. To build trust, you have to give trust to others. So do that and you'll go far. Now, just a disclaimer, doing all these things may not mean, or does not mean, that you will get that promotion. There's always those who are selfish, who stepped on others' back, who are ass kissed to the boss, who some way somehow get that promotion. And guess what? Eventually they'll be found out, and eventually you'll be found out and make it to the top. People will eventually see through their bullshit and see through your goodness, and you will get the promotion that you asked for. But continue to do the right thing for the right reasons, and in the end you will win. Thank you for listening and stay motivated.